Hey, come, I'll tell you something. A person named Ishwar, who lives in Madhya Pradesh, took a loan in a bank and invested it in fantasy apps like Dream11 and other apps and suffered a loss of 35 lakhs. And with this depression, he attempted suicide. This is not a bedtime story to listen, it's a real story. Let's find out the dark truth behind the fantasy gaming apps. This is Raghuvanshi. Welcome back to Chami. If you watch sports like cricket, you must know what is Dream11, the fantasy sports app which will make you cry from inside. Yes, that's real. After listening this, some would say that, bro, then why these apps are not banned in India? Let's analyze that why these apps were not banned in India. In our India, if you play gambling and if you want to earn money, in most of the chances, you will get arrested. Because in our country, gambling and betting is illegal. But except in Daman, Sikkim and Goa. But despite this, we see many advertisements about the fantasy gaming apps. How is it possible? And in overall end of the advertisement also, they just tell that
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Then why is it legal despite this? Look, if you and I started running a gambling website or app or any business, the government takes action against us and will get arrested. I think you understood. But why apps like Dream11 and Parimatch are running now? See, that's because they come with a big entity. They does this with a lot of funding. So government say, okay. And here is the another reason for that. Government consider that the fantasy sports is a game of skill, i.e. you are not putting any stake on the happening or not happening of an event. Rather, you are just using a skill to create a team. Indian law classifies games into two categories. Keep it in mind, there are two categories. Game of skills and game of chance. Game of skill like rummy and fantasy sports are covered under the anti-betting laws. But game of chances like flush or brag are considered as under the anti-betting laws. So anything even for a stake that requires a certain amount of skills doesn't lie under the Gambling Act in India. But what is a skill based in this? Actually, what is a skill based in a fantasy sports app? You just have to make a random team of 11 players and according to their real-time performances, you should bet either it increases or decreases. But you can argue that according to the player's performance, betting comes under a skill. It is true, but cricket is an unpredictable sport. For an example, take Virat Kohli. In the last matches like in the IPL finals, the last two matches of RCB, he just played very well, like back-to-back 2 centuries. But in the WTC final, you betted on him for more and more runs, but he scored very less. There are a lot of variables in cricket. The player's form, team's form, or the opposite team form, pitch condition, and if this wasn't in a slight element of luck, it's possible that your player is in the best form of his life. He has played 5 matches back-to-back centuries. But maybe he got out on the duck because of the luck. The point is that how much you cover this gambling is going to be gambling only. There is not much skill element which is based in this. But now you say, brother Dhoni is promoting this, Jadeja is promoting this app, and KL Rahul also promoting this app. Maybe it's a good app. Nothing is bad about this. You must know that celebrities are that people who just tell anything if you give money. Either it is pawn masala or anything. They charge in crores for an advertisement. So you should not take a decision by just seeing an advertisement. You are not that stupid to take an just single decisions by seeing the celebrities telling about the app. According to Fox 19, if there is an addiction whose suicide rate is the highest, then it's gambling. If you want to know another bitter truth, that is all these companies and brands push you into invest, lose more and more money. The strategy is if you are losing customer who loses every time, then they give you best customer support, fast withdrawals and good bonuses on your deposit. Now if you are a customer like with a lucky hand who wins time by time, then they make everything difficult for you. Limits are placed on your bet, more processing time is taken on your bets. This is the bitter truth. You have to know now. Anyway, I hope you never download all these apps. And if you also see anyone using these type of apps, just show them the right path and go subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.
Baby, this is do or die. Feel it in my veins tonight. Emotional suicide. You know it's an eye for eye.